had just received his brand new driver's license. To celebrate, the whole family trooped out to the driveway and climbed into the car for his inaugural drive. Dad immediately headed to the back seat, directly behind the newly minted driver. I'll bet you're back there to get a chance of scenery after all those months of sitting in front passenger seat teaching me how to drive, said the beaming boy to his old man. Nope, came Dad's reply. I'm gonna sit back here and kick the back of your seat while you drive, just like you have been doing to me for 16 years. During their silver anniversary, a wife reminded her husband, "Do you remember when you proposed to me? I was so overwhelmed that I didn't talk for an hour." The hubby replied, "Yes, honey, that was the happiest hour of my life." The patient says, "Give me the bad news first." Doctor replies, "You've got AIDS." "Oh no, what could be worse than that?" asked the patient. "You've also got Alzheimer disease." Looking revealed, the patient says, "Oh well, that's not so bad. At least I don't have AIDS." One day, a girl brings home her boyfriend and tells her father she wants to marry him. After talking to him for a while, he tells his daughter she can't do it because he's her half-brother. The same problem happens again 4 more times. The girl starts to get pissed off. She goes to her mom and says, "Mom, what have you been doing all your life? Dad's been going around laying every maiden in the town, and now I can't marry any of the 5 guys I like because they have turned out to be my half-brothers." Her mom replies, "Don't worry, darling. You can marry any one of them you want. He isn't really your dad." A young couple gets married, and the groom asks his bride if he can have a dresser drawer of his own that she will never open. The bride agrees. After 30 years of marriage, she notices that his drawer has been left open. She peeks inside and sees 3 golf balls and $1,000. She confronts her husband and asks for an explanation. He explains, "Every time I was unfaithful to you, I put a golf ball in the drawer." She figures 3 times in 30 years isn't bad and asks, "But what about the $1,000? He replied, "Whenever I got a dozen golf balls, I sold them." A man walks into a hamburger shop and orders a regular meal. Later, the waitress brings his meal to him. He takes a bite out of it and notices there's a small hair in the hamburger. He begins yelling frantically at the waitress. "Waitress, there's a hair in my hamburger. I demand to see what is going on." So the waitress takes him back where the cook is, and to his demise, he sees the cook take the meat patty and flatten it under his armpit. He says, "That's disgusting." Then the waitress says, "You think that's disgusting? You should see him make donuts." A man went to apply for a job. After filling out all of his applications, he waited anxiously for the outcome. The employer read all his applications and said, "We have an opening for people like you." "Oh, great," he said. "What is it?" "It's called the door." 2 old ladies have played bridge together for many years, and naturally they have gotten to know each other pretty well. One day, during a game of cards, one lady suddenly looks up at the other and says, "I realize we've known each other for many years, but for the life of me, I just can't bring it to mind. Would you please tell me your name again, dear?" There is dead silence for a couple of minutes. Then the other lady responds, "How soon do you need to know?" A man went to a pet shop and bought a talking parrot. He took the parrot home and tried to teach the parrot how to say a few things. But instead, the parrot just swore at him. After a few hours of trying to teach the bird, finally the man said, "If you don't stop swearing, I'm going to put you in the freezer as punishment." The parrot continued. So finally, the man put the bird in the freezer. About an hour later, the parrot asked the man to please open the door. As the man took the shivering bird out of the freezer, it said, "I promise to never swear again, just tell me what that turkey did." Two women that are dog owners are arguing about which dog is smarter. First woman: "My dog is so smart. Every morning he waits for the paper boy to come around and then he takes the newspaper and brings it to me." Second woman: "I know." First woman: "How?" Second woman: "My dog told me."